What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I'm here today with the review for Power Season 6, Episode 1, titled Murders. So, you guys, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the video. But the first thing that I want to talk about before we start with the episode review, the theme song. Man, you listen, when you think about Power, you think of, they say, this is a big, rich town. Although now they've remixed it with Trey songs. Not feeling it. Next week, I would love it if we go back to our original theme song. Please and thank you. But let's go ahead and just get into today's video, you guys. Alright, so the season opened with, where last season left off with Angela getting shot by Tommy and Ghost seeing him. So we see, Ghost, he's right beside Angela's side as they rush her to the emergency room. They have to do surgery on her because the bullet is right here in her chest. I'm like, Angela is not going to make it through this one, although Courtney Kemp said last season, after the season finale, that Angela was not dead. I'm like, yep, she's trying to pull the wool over everyone's eyes. So then, we see Tommy, he calls Keisha. Keisha asks him, did he do it? And he's like, shut up, like, no, be quiet. And then he tells her, get her clothes and go back to her place. So then we see Ghost at the hospital. The police are questioning him, asking him, does he know who did it? He says that he does not know who did it. And then we do see Tommy. So Tommy is with Tasha. And, he's saying that he shot her. And, Tasha's like, did you check to see if she's dead? He's like, no, I did not. She's like, to go see you. He said, yes, and go saw him. She's like, Tommy, what the fuck? Now you fucked. You are absolutely 100% correct, Tasha. He is fucked like Chuck. And then she asked him, like, well, who were you there to kill? Well, he was there to kill Ghost, and the reason why he was there to kill Ghost is because Ghost, we all remember last season, Teresi. You remember Teresi was turning into a snitch, and Ghost set it up for Tommy to kill him, not knowing that Teresi was not turning on Tommy, he was turning on Ghost himself. So that's why Tommy wanted Ghost dead. And I still don't think that was smart of him to shoot Angela. Okay, so, yeah, that still wasn't smart. So then Tasha's telling Tommy that, she has no idea where Terry is, and that she feels that Ghost might have killed him. And then she tells, Tommy that he needs to fix this shit between he and Ghost. Girl, there is no way he's gonna fix that shit. Not with him shooting Angela. We all know how, Ghost feels about Angela. All those. I don't. Yeah, shut up. Angela's not my favorite character, but, we all know how obsessed Ghost is with Angela. Okay, so then Ghost says, he's still being questioned by the police. He tells them that his back was turned and that, he didn't see who the shooter was. And they still, the police having a hard time believing that is even true, which we all know is not true, that he absolutely 100% saw who shot Angela. And then they looking at the blood all over his all over his clothes. But I'm thinking to myself, if he shot her, why? Okay, so if he shot her, why we call the police? Number two, why would he be holding her? I just don't think these policemen are very smart on here. Like, really. So then they also ask Ghost, did he know who shot Angela? He's still saying no, that he doesn't know who shot Angela. Even though, again, like I said, he knows who shot Angela. So then we see Paz. Paz shows up, and Paz is screaming at Ghost that he's a murderer. Murderer. I'm like, oh, I'm going to assume Angela is dead. All right, and I was correct. Angela is dead. We got that confirmation from Tamika. She's telling Sax and I can't remember what the black guy's name is, but she's telling them that Angela died on the operating table. So then Sax is once again trying to blame Ghost for the death of Angela. I'm like, man, you really have a serious heart-on for this man. Like, common sense would tell y'all, if he killed her, why would he go through the whole process of calling the cops, her going to the hospital? Why not just let the bitch die? If he shot her, Why not just let her bleed to death? I swear people don't think. I swear these people don't think. Why would he go through all this mumble, all this shit for somebody he was trying to kill? Makes no sense, right? Exactly. Okay, so Tamika's telling them like, well, even though you believe he's the killer, we're fucked because we have no evidence against him. And Sack's like, you know what? I'm gonna get the evidence and I'm going to prove it. I'm like, you go, Inspector Gadget. God, he's an asshole. So then we see Sax. He goes to Angel's room. Well, I guess that was a room or the OR, but he goes to the OR where Paz is, and he introduces himself. She's like, yeah, I know who you are. She said, my sister said you were a bit of an asshole. He said, yeah, I was an asshole, but I want to make up for that now, and I want to bring the man that killed her to justice. He tells her that I need something from you. She's like, what? He says, I need you to authorize us to do an autopsy on your sister. She says, so you want me to give you guys permission to cut open my sister when we know who killed my sister? It was Jamie. Technically, well, it was not Jamie. It wasn't Jamie. So Paz, like I said, she's not into this whole autopsy thing, and Sax is just really trying to drill it into her to do this autopsy. I'm like, man, again, Sax has a hard-on for Ghost. Wow. Like, again, how stupid would he be to try to kill her and then call the cops? Does that make sense? Does that make sense whatsoever? And even if he did shoot her, she was still alive when she got to the hospital. You would think she would be trying to ID him as her shooter. Like, come on. None of that made sense to me. But okay, for the sake of the show's purposes, we're going to play along with it. Okay, and then next we see Tommy. So Tommy picks up that annoying ass Keisha. And he gives Keisha a gun, and he's telling her that she needs to toss it into the river. And I'm just sitting there thinking like, Tommy, you of all people are going to trust Keisha. Keisha, the same chick last season that almost couldn't keep up with your lifestyle. But now you're going to ask her to get rid of a murder weapon. Again, and when it comes to Tommy, I love Tommy, but Tommy does not always think things through clearly. He's a hothead. Why would you give your gun to fucking Keisha? Okay, so then he leaves. So then we see Tommy. He goes to his crib. He walks into the house. He's looking around because he knows Ghost is obviously somewhere around. And lo and behold, Ghost is in there, and then them niggas start to fight with each other. Tommy was actually, at first, Ghost was just giving it to him. But then Tommy was giving it to Ghost. And I'm going to have to say, Tommy was giving Ghost the business at the end of it. So then Tariq shows up, and he wants to talk to Tommy, and he has the gun. And, Ghost's like, why aren't you in school? The real question is, why the fuck is he holding the gun? Like, you should be like, nigga, put that gun down. But, of course, he's worried about school. And then, Tariq is like, well, I came here to talk to Uncle Tommy. And Ghost is like, well, that's not your Uncle Tommy. He's no longer family. He says, well, you don't have the authority to tell me that. I'm like, oh, this little nigga is going to really work my nerves again this season. All right. So, eventually Ghost does leave Tariq with Tommy to have a conversation with him for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. He says, I'll stay as long as I want. I'm like, oh, okay. So then, Tariq tells Tommy that he has something to do with him, and he has something to do, and he needs him to do it with him. So then we see, that what's his name? Tommy. He gets a text from Jason for them to meet up. So then we see another scene with Keisha. So Keisha's with her son, who we finally see after 6 seasons, Cash. So, he's asking Keisha, did she break up with Tommy? I think he heard her sneaking in the night before. Like, what's going on between you and Tommy? Is everything good with you? She's like, you really like Tommy, huh? He was like, yeah. So then, he was like, we see him. Well, he asked for some breakfast. She said, you want some waffles? He said, yeah. So she went to the freezer, got some Eggo waffles. She's about to make them. But then he goes for her purse. And she freaks the fuck out. I'm like, I know damn well Keisha does not still have this damn gun. But that is the reason why she was freaking out. Because what Keisha still has the gun. I'm like, oh my God. Tommy entrusted this gun to an amateur. Because that's all Keisha is an amateur. A wannabe Tasha. You know, and that's my thing with Keisha. I didn't, you know, you never really noticed Keisha before in the earlier seasons, but in the last 2 seasons, you notice that Keisha's trying to be like that ride or die chick like Tasha is. You, my dear, are not Tasha. And once she accepts that, she'll be better off. You know, by the end of the season, I hope somebody puts a bullet right between Keisha's eyes. Just put Keisha out of her misery. Please. Anybody. I don't give a fuck if it's Tommy. I don't care if it's Ghost. Tariq, and I can't stand that little motherfucker. Tariq, Tasha, Cash. Somebody put a bullet between Keisha's eyes, please, for me. Okay, so then we see a scene with Sax. So Sax goes and finds Proctor, and he's telling Proctor that Angela is dead. And, you know, he's trying to say that Angela is dead because, you know, last season, Sax told Proctor that there was a female witness against Ghost in this case. And, you know, Proctor automatically assumed that it was Angela. And then, you know, he went and told Ghost. And Ghost went to confront Angela about that. And Angela told him she wasn't the mole. And that is what Proctor telling him, you know, Angela Valdez was not our witness. Like, so your client killed a federal agent that wasn't, you know, doing it, that wasn't turning against him. And, you know, Proctor's, not Proctor, but Sax is basically trying to tell Proctor that he can get him as an accessory to murder. And again, I'm just sitting here thinking, like, how stupid. Well, Sax is very dumb. Sax is not smart at all. Like, are you serious? You really believe that this man, Ghost, shot a woman that he was in love with? I mean, I get it. He probably would have killed, if she was in fact turning against him, he would have killed her. But nobody would have found Angela. Like, come on. I can't believe that Sax is that fucking stupid. Like, really. And then, you know, Proctor's like, excuse me? You are the one that gave me confidential information in your case. So, maybe it was you who killed her? Possibly. Could have been. So then we see Sax, he goes back to the office, and Tamika tells him, motherfucker, I've been fired. He's like, why? She's like, because, you know, they wanted, what did she say? They wanted a scapegoat. So she was that scapegoat, and now they have a new boss. I didn't quite get the new boss's name, so for right now, we're going to call him New Boss. So then, you know, Sax goes in to meet the new boss, and he tells him, actually, the new boss was really ready to fire Sax, but Sax kind of stopped him from firing him because he tells him there was a leak. He says, so there is a leak. So, you know, someone told, what did he say? Well, he said that he was the leak that told Proctor that they had a witness that was a female, and Proctor assumed that it was Angela. And so, you know, the new boss like, so you're really telling me this? You know I could fire you, right? You will be right there at the unemployment office right beside Tamika. He's like, yeah, I know. So he tells him, you know what I want to do? I want to set a trap for Ghost. That way we can get him. So the new boss he's not, at first he wasn't for it, but then he says, you know what? I'll grant that to you. Because if you fail, if you fail, I can indict you, and then you'll be right there at that unemployment office, right beside your gal pal, Tamika. So yeah, go for it. Hang yourself. I don't give a fuck. This is going to be an interesting season, to be quite honest with you. This is going to be a very, very interesting season. All right, so then next we see Tasha. So Tasha goes to Terry Silver's office. She's looking for him, and the receptionist tells her, you know, yeah, we haven't saw him in a while. You know, they sent me over there to his apartment, but when I got there, there was nothing. So we reached out to his family, and now his family has put out a missing persons alert on him. And she's like, you know, if someone asks who was looking for him, what should I say? She didn't say nothing, she just left out. So then we see Jason. So, you know, Tommy is with Jason, and Jason's like, motherfucker, what happened to your eye? He says, you know, it's just a family scuffle with Ghost. We're all good. I'm like, you're all good, Tommy. if you say something, man. So Jason asked him, like, so what is stopping you from killing Alicia Jimenez? He's like, besides the fact that she's in jail, Jason's like, I don't give a fuck. I want her dead. He's like, okay, well, yep, that's gonna take some time to plan it out. How we're gonna kill Alicia Jimenez, but don't worry about it. We'll get it taken care of, boss. So then he tells him that, his distro problems are good. He got his old team back. I'm like, are you talking about Spanky and 2-Bit? Them niggas? Mm-mm. But all he needs is some product. And that he tells him, hell, me and Ghost, we're good. But Jason is still not quite sure about that. So, he's like, well, because Tommy is like, he needs some product by tonight. Jason says, you'll get the product when his check clears. And once his check clears, then we're good. I'm like, ooh, is the check gonna clear? Now that you and Ghost are having fucking issues because Ghost is cleaning the money. So is that check gonna clear? Is he gonna stop a payment on that check? We shall find out. So then we see Ghost. He tells Tasha about Tariq and that Angela is dead. And Tommy did it. She's like, wow. Well, she didn't say wow. She's like, well, because what? You made him kill his dad? He said it, and she's like, why come you didn't do that shit? He says, if I did it, then Tommy would have came after me. She said, well, you're kind of already in the same position now, so what did you accomplish? Exactly. What did you accomplish, you selfish bastard? And Ghost is so selfish. And he says he was a snitch and he needed to die. I get it, Ghost. He did need to die. But damn, you really fucked up with that one. And Tommy fucked up by shooting Angela. Tommy fucked up by shooting Angela. You fucked up by having him kill his daddy. So then she asks him, like, where is Terry Silva? He says he don't know, but that he needs her help. And she says, nigga, fuck you. You fix this shit that you've done, you need to fix it, and I want a fucking divorce. I'm like, ooh, the divorce word. Is he really gonna grant her a divorce? Absolutely not. Ghost is selfish, so Ghost is not gonna grant her a divorce. But what was he gonna... Well, the world will never know what he was gonna do between he and Angela and her. The world will never know. Okay, so then we see Ghost. Ghost got Proctor all hemmed up, telling him Angela was not the one that was turning against him. Well, Proctor does know that at this point. And, he tells him Tommy did it. So he was like, well, why don't you say Tommy did it to save your life? He says, no, I'm not going to do that. The only way I'm turning Tommy in is in a body bag. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, and he told him that Angela did it to save his life. So Proctor also tells him that there's another female witness out there that they need to worry about, and that he found this information out from Sachs, and that he needs to take himself in for questioning voluntarily, as opposed to going in there, in handcuffs. But Proctor, again, like I said, wants him to turn Tommy in, but he again, Gold says, not gonna happen. He wants Tommy in a body bag. So then we do see Proctor and Ghost, and they are, at the prosecutor's office, and he's, turning himself in, and then they're questioning him about everything. And, Sachs asked him, so why were y'all at this abandoned school? And, they said that they checked the phone records. He was the only one that Angela had talked to, and he was the only one she talked to leading up to her, them going to the school and her dying. They were like, how did we go from this? They had a picture of them smiling together. Well, her smiling, or they looked happy. And then we got this picture of her dead body. So how do we go from here to here? Well, the way you went, and I'm still sitting here thinking to myself, like, you guys cannot be serious. You really believe that he killed her? Like, I just can't. It's weird. It's really crazy that they believe he killed her. Again, there are so many holes in that. There are so many holes. And I don't know why Sachs is not seeing that there are so many holes and flaws that, if, like I said, if he were to kill her, why would he call the ambulance? Why would he try to save her life? I mean, I know he loved her, so he could have, you could shoot her and have remorse right then and there, but that would implicate him. So why would he do it? I could be, I'm not gonna say I'm thinking too much into it, but it's just so baffling that these people really, truly believe he killed her. Really? So then they asked him why did he meet her. He says that when he met up with Angela, Angela told him that she was going to jail and that she wasn't going to testify against him. And stuff like that is bullshit. Angela was not our witness. We had given Angela immunity, and then you killed her. And Ghost just keeps saying, "No, I didn't kill her." And he says he has no reason. He had no reason to kill her because he loved her. And I'm like, exactly. Why do y'all really believe he killed this woman? Like, and then like, I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself or not, but there was actually no, I'm not getting ahead of myself because there was a scene when Tamika was still working there. They were looking at the board, and he said Tommy's name, but he didn't think that Tommy killed her. I'm like, there's your killer right there. Like, think about it. Tommy is a hothead. Oh my God, Sax is so fucking stupid. Sax is stupid as fuck. He told you guys, he told you Angela protected him, that somebody was taking a shot at him. Sax, your dumbass told Tommy that Teresi was turning against Ghost. And that was his father that he killed. I don't know why you don't put two and two together. Let me think. So, I sat here and told Tommy Egan that James St. Patrick had him kill Tony Teresi, who is his father, but Tony Teresi was not turning against Tommy Egan. He was turning against James St. Patrick. The wheels are starting to turn. Maybe Tommy Egan got so fucking pissed off that he went after James St. Patrick, tried to kill James St. Patrick. Angela Valdez may have saw him, and he shot Angela Valdez, thinking, ta-da, bitch. Like, I just don't know how Sax is... He's a dumbass. A true fucking dumbass. Like, really? And he tells, Ghost also tells them that if he knew who killed Angela, he would tell them. And I'm like, nigga, you lying like a motherfucker because we all know you want Tommy dead. All right, so next we see Tommy with the crew. And, he's telling them that he does not have a product. There was one thing in this scene that bothered me. The Hispanic guy, Pancho, the fact that he called Tommy a nigga. I'm like, whoa, nobody's going to say anything. But again, it's 2-bit. It's Spanky and 2-bit. Like, those two motherfuckers are dumb as fuck. So, not surprised. So, they basically did clown Tommy about his jacked up black eye. And, when Pancho was talking about, like, nigga, so what am I supposed to do about money? Like, because you ain't got no product, what am I supposed to do? And, Tommy pulls out a gun. He's like, you ain't gonna shoot me. Well, Tommy pulled that gun on him and boom. I'm like, well, damn. You just didn't, you didn't waste no time splatting that motherfucker's guts, huh? Okay, Tommy. Like, that's my thing with Tommy. Tommy is reckless. He does not think things through. He flies by the seat of his pants. Tommy he just doesn't, like I said, he just really just does not think. Like, wow. But he does tell the crew that they will have their product later tonight. I'm like, again, wow, Tommy, you just ain't thinking, my nigga. So then Blanca's with the new boss, and, she's telling him how she thought Angela Valdez was part of a cover-up. And, she's telling him she wants him to create a task force because how much do you trust the people on your team? I mean, we already know that Sax gave evidence to Proctor, who is the witnesses. Well, he's not the witness. He's James St. Patrick's lawyer. So obviously we know there's a leak. So do you really think that there's some impartiality? Do you really think that everything is good? If not, put me on this task force and I can make things work for you. I just really don't like Blanca. Something about her. It really is something about that woman that I just do not like. And that's period, point blank. So then we see Tasha. She finds little badass Tariq, who was not at school. And, she tells him she tracked him down by his phone. I don't know if he said that's fucked up. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's your mama, nigga. Like, why are you cussing at your mama? So she's like, you know what? Get in the car, Tariq. I'm going to take you back to Cho. He says, nah, Ma. He said, I got something to do with Uncle Tommy. So she grants him, his wish to do what he wants with Uncle Tommy. but I think she said he got an hour, and then he goes back to school. So the thing that Tariq wanted to do with Tommy was he wanted to scatter Kanan's ashes, which, okay, I'm like, cool. Now when Tommy took them ashes and sprinkled it on his blunt, I'm like, damn, really? And then we playing Crossroads by Bone Thugs and Harmony. I'm like, damn, Tommy. So then, Tariq asked Tommy, Uncle Tommy, why were you and Ghost fighting? He said, Ghost basically did some low down shit to him. He made him kill his dad. He's like, damn, he made you kill your dad? He's like, yep. He said, well, he said he did some low down shit. Then he said, what did that backstabbing nigga do now? What did that backstabbing ass nigga do now? I'm like, that backstabbing ass nigga is still your backstabbing ass daddy. But go on. So that's when he told him about him killing Teresi. And then Tariq says, you know what? You remember when you told me I'm a lot like Ghost? Well, you're right. And then he mentions, the shit that happened with Kanan. So we see Ghost. He's watching, and he see those two together, and I'm like, ooh, that can't be a good sight. Your now enemy is hanging out with your son, who is probably gonna be your enemy pretty soon as well, cause that little nigga there is something else, something the fuck else. So then we see Tariq with Tasha, and Tasha asks him, so what did you do with your Uncle Tommy? Was it legal? He says, yeah, it was just something really stupid that I wanted to do. You could have told your mama that you spread Kanan's ashes. She probably would have freaked the fuck out that you was spreading Kanan's ashes, but you could have told her. And, he's basically, she tells him that she's not going back to the penthouse with him because she's asked Ghost for a divorce. He said, I wish I could divorce that nigga too. And then he says, none of this shit would have happened if it wasn't for that bitch Angela. And, that's when she tells him that Angela's dead. He says, are you happy? She says, no, Tariq, I'm not happy. Like, if it wasn't for Angela was protecting all of us, and then she protected your ass, which is true. She's saying Angela is dead because she was trying to protect all of us, which that is true. But I don't feel, rest in peace to Angela. She was not my favorite person, but rest in peace to her. But some of this shit she kind of caused. So, R.I.P. Angela. You will be missed by some people, but you won't be missed by this person. Sorry. So then Uncle Tommy kill her? She says, Tariq, do not get involved in that. You don't want to have to pick a side. Well, if Tariq had to pick a side, I really, honest to God, feel like Tariq would pick Tommy's side over his Ghost side. I really do think that would happen. Because, we all know at this point how he feels about Ghost. And I really believe he would pick Tommy's side. So then we see the new guy. He went to Proctor's daughter's dance recital. And he's bribing her to get away from him so he can talk to Proctor. So he's talking to Proctor, and what he wants Proctor to do is he wants Proctor to say that Sachs gave him the information about them having a witness against James St. Patrick, and that could get him disbarred. And Proctor's like, yeah, it could get him disbarred, but it could also get me disbarred as well. He was like, what did he tell him? He would keep. I forgot what he said to Proctor, and I meant to take that down. But basically, he was like, he can keep Proctor safe. I'm like, I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. And it don't like Proctor can throw him far at all. So then we see Tasha. So Tasha is having dinner with her mama, Debbie Morgan, Angela from Dr. Angela Hubbard from All My Children. If anybody watched All My Children back in the day. So yeah, her mama is like, she tells her that Angela's dead. She's like, oh, so that means that you and Ghost could possibly get back together. And I was with Tasha. I'm like, huh? You think I'm gonna get back together with that motherfucker? He cheated with her. Oh, and then he also said that early in the episode that he lost the woman that he loved in front of Tasha's face. I'm like, and I was sitting there like, damn, really? You're still married to her, but you're talking about you just lost the woman that you loved. And then you asking her for help. You got to be fucking joking. So, Tasha's mama is basically telling her, like, look here, girl, you ain't got no job, you have no money, and you ain't got no place. So it might be better for you to stay with Ghost. And her mama does make a little bit, She does make some sense. Like, wait a minute. Speaking of which, where the fuck is Jazz? We never see that little girl. We just saw Cash. We never see Yasma. Like, is that her name? Yasma? We never see that little girl ever. Like, somebody go check on her, make sure she's alive. Cause we ain't never saw that. We saw that baby. The last time we saw her was for Raina's funeral, right? I think that was the last time we saw that little girl. So somebody go out there and check on Yaz. Make sure she's okay. Please. Somebody go make sure that baby's okay. So, Terry was actually not Angela, but Tasha's plan, but she doesn't know where Terry Silver is. And, she's talking about, what, I got a plan to get even with Ghost. I'm like, ooh. I hope Tasha comes out on top at the end of this season. I really do. Tasha is my girl, and I hope she comes out on the top. So then we see Ghost. So he goes over to explain everything to Paz, what happened with Angela. And she tells him, well, he says he didn't do it, and that he wants to pay for the funeral because he knows she doesn't have enough money to pay for it. She's like, I know you didn't, motherfucker. So she goes off on him like, absolutely not. My sister is dead because of you. No, I'm not going to accept no money from you. So then we do see Paz. She goes to Saks, and she does agree to this autopsy. But they're going to take the bullet, Frank. They're going to take the bullet out of her, but it's not going to match. It's not going to match anything that James has. Guarantee you, it's not. And Saks is going to be back at square one, which I just don't get how he... I'm going to stop. For right now, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go for now. So then Blanca shows up to ask him who is he going after? And, she tells him basically that they're partners on the task force with each other. And then lastly, you guys, we see Tasha. She's in the car. She's calling Silver, and it's going to voicemail. She called him twice. And then she called Keisha. And Keisha has that fucking gun, and she's now finally throwing it into the river. Thank fucking God. Dumbass. And then Tariq calls Ghost to talk about Angela. Basically he's giving him some condolences. I'm like, whoa, what a strange turn of events. But then after he gets off the phone with him, he tells his roommate, like, nah, I'm just playing nice with that nigga for right now. Eventually I'm gonna get that nigga. So then we see Jason. He tells Tommy that the check did clear, and we see that Tommy got a text from Keisha saying that it was done. Keisha's a dumbass. And then he says, then once again Tommy's trying to reaffirm to Jason that all is good with Ghost. And then we see Tommy's car creeping down, coming down the alleyway, and we see Ghost. And then Ghost takes a gun and just starts just blasting into the car. And we find out that that was a test that Jason, did to see if things were actually good between he and Ghost. And he's like, Tommy's like, so wait, you set that up because you asked for my keys. Yep, he set it up because he wanted to make sure this shit was good. And shit ain't good. So then, we see Tommy, he goes to talk to Keisha. He tells Keisha he killed Angela, and he regrets not killing Ghost. Yeah, you made a crucial mistake letting that motherfucker live. Like, when you shot Angela, you should have shot that motherfucker. But like I said, you guys, Tommy does not think shit through. He goes by a whim. And he always gets himself into a bunch of bullshit that he should not get himself involved in. So, Tommy wants to take Keisha and Cash, and put him in hiding. She's like, no, I'm gonna stay with you. I'm like, please stay with him and please get shot. Do me that favor. But you guys, that was the opening episode. Be sure to like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys later.